What's up, race fans? It's Randy Orton Fan 2011 here to bring you the season finale of Season 3 of the PORWC Pepsi Cup Series, and we are here at Homestead-Miami Speedway for the Ford EcoBoost 400, and we had a great nationwide race with plenty of surprises. Of course, we had some co-commentators, and now we got even more co-commentators along for the ride here for the Cup Series finale. So how about you guys introduce yourselves?
I am Michael Norman.
I am Chris Dollarton.
I am Danny Wells.
I'm James Silverfox.
I'm Seth Cole.
I am Robbie Sunoco, the president of the Sunoco Racing Series. And thank you for having me here, Kevin.
Well,
Yes, thank you very much, Kevin.
Thank you for having us.
I appreciate every single one of you for being here. This is a great ending to a season, to a great season. I mean, we have a really good championship battle going on here, especially considering the top 5 in the points: Trent Dunham, Barney Ward, Dillon Young, Ryan Richards, the rookie, and Seth Cole, who are all 21 points between each other. So we got quite a ways to go. So, Seth, how about you give us some insight about this, and what do you think is at stake for the points leader, Trent Dunham? Does he have to finish at a particular position, or does he have to do a little more work if he for him to capture the championship? Give us your insight.
But, the big monkey wrench to this is the fact that the points are doubled in this race, and so for Trent Dunham, his chances of being the champion have now just gotten a little bit slimmer, because now it's going to be so easy for someone to make up ground on him. He comes in 10 points ahead of Barney Ward, but if Barney Ward wins this race, or even if somebody down even 7th, 8th, they can catch Trent Dunham, because the winner would get 90 points in this event. So if I were Trent Dunham, really the strategy as the points that are coming to this race, you got to plan on finishing top 10 at least. If you can't finish past 10th place, any higher than 10th place, I really think that your chances of winning the championship are done. So that is going to be critical, trying to get a top 10 finish. Obviously, you'd like to get a first place finish, but if it's not to be, you want to at least have a good top 10 run.
And you also got to consider that Barney Ward actually crashed during qualifying, so he's starting in dead last position. So it's going to be a tall task for Barney Ward to possibly pick up the pace here. But I do want to pay attention to Dillon Young, who's starting 8th. He's not starting far back from the points leader, Trent Dunham. Do you think, for one of you guys, give me something here, do you think Dillon Young could possibly make a run here?
I think he could.
Well,
I believe we have missed the start, but the cars are rolling off.
well, we just got the, they've waved off the command here just for a moment, because we still got a bunch of insight to do here. But what about some of the other drivers? Guys, what about some of the other drivers, such as the defending champ, Dillon Poteet, Michael Norman, Eric Burton? They're more than 50 points back. What is the strategy for those guys?
Poteet's been advanced before, so you never know what could happen. And I think he'll have that little experience factor, that knowing that you have to work your work cut out to get a championship. Dillon been in this position before. I think he can handle it. Now everybody else, we'll see how they play out as well. It all comes down to who wants it more, and we're looking forward to having a very good race here at Homestead.
Well, I do want to mention that Dillon Poteet is starting towards the back. He's starting in 35th position. Before he started towards the middle. Now he's starting in the bottom 10. So it's going to be a tall task for Dillon Poteet to have the three-peat happen.
Yeah, but you want to know what I see? I see here, even out of the top 12 here in the points, I see seasoned veterans. They've all been in these positions before, whether they're starting at the front, the middle, or the rear of the field. So, I'm pretty sure each one of them's come in with a strategy. They aren't going to be going out there making rookie mistakes. They've got a lot of experience with all the races they've run, and so I think that you're going to be seeing a lot of different veteran strategies playing out.
All right.
But hey, you gotta watch out for those rookies too. I mean, they can shock you a lot. So yeah.
Wreck you.
Oh yes, of course, and
That too.
and of course,
Spoilers.
this
Damn it.
This championship battle could also come down to a possible tiebreaker if necessary. You also got to consider that, and I will be the one who determines the tiebreaker here. But first off, let's take a look at the starting lineup. Cars, look at your starting lineup. Sean Gallagher will be on the pole for the first time this season, and now he is eligible for the Sprint Unlimited in Season 4. Ty Naughton, one of the up-and-coming rookies, didn't have really much of a season to begin with. Ty Naughton only one podium finish, 2 top 10s, but he'll be starting second. There's the first of the championship contenders. Seth Cole, 5th in the points. He'll be starting 3rd. Randy Carpenter, another non-chaser, in 4th. There's the points leader, Trent Dunham. He's going to be 5th. And, a lot of pressure rides on Trent Dunham. A lot of pressure rides on him after finally ending that losing streak at Los Angeles. You got to consider that all the pressure goes on Trent Dunham. There's Ryan Richards.
Ryan Richards starting in the 6th position. A lot of these guys in the top 5 in points are starting pretty well. 4 out of the top 5 in points are starting in the top 10.
So it's going to be quite a battle here. Going to be quite a battle between those guys. Then you got Osinogo, didn't really have much of a season, 36th in points, only one top 5 finish. He'll be starting 7th. Dylan Young, there's one of those guys who has a pretty legitimate chance at capturing the championship in 8th. Then you got William Duncan and Lyndon Wright, another championship contender. He's currently 6th, 50 points back. He'll be rounding out the top 10. So we're just about ready to fire up these engines. Let's get it started. Here we go. The season finale is on from South Beach. Cars have been given the signal to roll out. We'll be here for 40 laps. Going to be quite a long race.
One thing I'm going to be interested to see here is you got Seth Cole, Trent Dunham. They're on the inside line, which I'm guessing is going to be the preferred line here. You got Randy Carpenter, Dylan Young on the outside line. It's going to be interesting to see how aggressive they're going to be to try to get down to that inside line.
All right, the pace cars made the left turn to pit road, and the green. No, wait, the black. Wait a sec.
That black flag is out.
Wait a sec. Is this legit?
Jump the start.
Hold up a second. Are the PORWC officials really trolling with me? Because that's not right. We saw that during the
been disqualified.
Yeah, I didn't want to disqualify everyone, but Sean Gallagher right now coming off of turn 2 gets the early lead. Everyone's staying double file at this point, side by side. They come to turns 3 and 4, and now they're going to start going 3 wide as they're going to start to spread out now as this race will go through.
On the inside, he's challenging for 2nd place.
Never go full retard.
He's got Seth Cole's got the points leader, Trent Dunham, right behind him. Things are beginning to settle out here.
Looks like, again, I do want to mention pit stops will play a major factor over the course of this race. There you see Dylan Young now moving over to the inside line.
Yeah, he finally got there. So did Ryan Richards. They both did a good job getting down to the inside line.
So now
Trent's fighting hard to stay on that inside line. He's getting a run from the 20 car.
Oh, and around goes Dunham! Around goes Dunham! The points leader's around! Oh, boy.
Oh, 2's got
guys.
William Duncan took a massive hit.
And they're all checking up.
Everybody checked up. Luckily, nobody else got into it.
That was amazing. That was an amazing save by Trent Dunham.
Wow.
Trent Dunham got away with it. The caution flag is out. Man,
well,
this is already intense.
Stakes, that's what you're going to get here at Homestead. And
they went full retard
here.
There's the yellow flag.
I told him not to go full retard, guys. Come on.
There's the yellow flag. Seth Cole's in 3rd. Oh, Danny Wells got...
It is the yellow flag.
Well, so now our leader now is Sean Gallagher, and Ty Naughton 2nd. Seth Cole's scored in 3rd. Randy Carpenter 4th. Ryan Richards has now moved himself into the 5th position. And now they're starting to bunch up here. Look out.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Whoa. Looks like someone just got ran over. Oh, and then more people are running each other over.
That's 6.
Tony Blazer.
6 and 10 are done.
Yeah, Emilio Navarrete,
This
Emilio Navarrete, this guy's just got to calm down. This guy's just got to calm down. I mean, he's already gotten 2 disqualifications over the course of the season, and PORWC officials they're not really happy with him at all. Look at that. John Waycross also got a piece of it. Ricky Hawka, heavy damage. Wolfgang Mason, huge damage to the 8 machine. James McLeod, Joseph Lombard, and just everybody just piled in from the rear.
Looks like Qualls got some damage at the 29, Qualls.
Oh, they're already making pit stops.
Well, here we go. They're already making pit stops. Who got out first? I believe. No, actually, Ty Naughton got out first. Ty Naughton's out first. Seth Cole's now 2nd. Randy Carpenter 3rd. Gallagher fell back to 4th. Austin Ogo's now into the 5th position. Ryan Richards 6th. Trent Dunham, who got spun around, has recovered from using this pit stops, has recovered back into the top 10 here.
That's got to be one of the most incredible saves I've seen right there. I mean, you normally just get rammed when you're spinning out front of the field there, and how he has no damage visible there is unbelievable.
Boy,
Also, he is also in the 7th place as of right now. We'll see what happens when he comes around again. But that was an amazing save by Trent.
The lucky thing for him too was I think that that wreck happened just before the start-finish line. So when the caution came out, Trent slid across the line and kept a spot in the top 10.
yeah, that is
awesome.
true.
And yeah, Trent is in the 7th position.
So I'll
What
tell
about the number 2? Because I saw him get spun as well.
William Duncan, he might have taken some big damage, and William Duncan's now back in 31st.
Tough break for Duncan.
88 sky rear damage.
I'm ready to see what started this all, and almost whoever started this really owes Trent an apology for almost taking him as complete championship hunt.
All right, well we're under the yellow flag for the first time this race. Now let's get you to the replay. What put us under yellow flag number 1? From our bird's eye view camera, this is what put us under yellow flag number 1 in the race. Watch Lyndon Wright in the 21 car. He's going to try to squeeze in between Austin Ogo and William Duncan. Then William Duncan comes down the racetrack, and Trent Dunham just got clipped.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure who you can put the blame on that one. It didn't really look like the 20 was intentionally turning William Duncan, so I think it was just a racing incident. Just unfortunate for Trent.
Man, look at all these cars. They're all trying to check up here. Boy, that is a lucky break for Trent Dunham, the points leader.
Yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree. That was very, very lucky.
That is a huge break for Trent.
Charles Jackson getting through it.
Charles Jackson moving up a couple of spots.
I think I even saw Michael Norman get through it too, but he was in the back.
It shows how much high stakes are right here in Homestead.
Where wonder where all the championship contenders were in this.
Well, they were all over towards the front. Now we're gonna see something else happened that caused up right around here. This caused a big pile up.
That one car.
Something was going on, I believe. Something.
It looked like the slowdown was with De Young, and then everyone was slowing down to get in their positions, and
then the one car
ended there.
Right around here, Tony Blazer just runs over Alex Jones, Cody Lamas.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have another somebody who came in.
We have someone.
Cameo appearance, ladies and gentlemen.
Dillon Poteet has joined us here in the
defending champ has finally joined us, and man, this is just hellacious right there. Everybody just tried to slow down, and unfortunately, everyone just tried to check up, and boy, this has caused just a lot of confusion here.
Everyone piled in there, and no one decided to slow down, or maybe even use common sense.
Yeah, 2 of those cars had already had damage from that Trent Dunham spin. I think it was the 51, the 99. They just got more of it there with that
29 got a little
trouble under caution.
Yeah, so
29 got into that as well. I mean, it was ugly.
So Ty Naughton gets out of pit road first. He's the new leader. Seth Cole gets out second, and Randy Carpenter is now third. Sean Galligan out fourth. And Trent Dunham, boy, that is a huge break for Trent Dunham. I mean, we literally thought Trent Dunham was all but out of that.
We got an appearance by Sean Henley.
Yep.
And we got more people joining us here.
Good lord.
What is this?
Good to see.
So, who was everybody that got the DNF?
I'm not sure, but we'll take a...
I don't know. There were going to be quite a few. I mean, I don't really know how bad the damage was on some of those. I mean, some of them had some pretty significant front-end damage, but we've seen here where sometimes they're able to just rip the lid off and continue on, so...
And they made an appearance and disappeared.
Well, we're under the yellow flag for the first time in this race. Now let's get you back to the green flag. Here at back pacer giving us the one to go. Here comes the top 10 rundown. Ty Naughton's your current leader. Seth Cole's in second. Randy Carpenter third. Sean Galligan fourth. And Austin Ogo rounds at the top 5. Ryan Richards is in sixth. Trent Dunham in seventh. Lyndon Wright eighth. Dylan Young ninth. And Eric Burton rounds at the top 10. Wolfgang Mason, he's on the inside. He is a lap down. It looks like we got a bunch of cars who have DNF from the race. Tony Blazer, John Waycross, Ricky Hawk, Ben Paul, Emilio Navarrete, Pichu London, and I believe Joseph Lombard is also DNF from the race. Pace car hits pit road once again. Here we go for the restart on lap 8. And again, they're still trolling with me with the black flag.
The black flag.
And the black flag.
Ted Musgrave's running out there.
No.
All right, now they're starting to bunch up right around here throughout turns 1 and 2.
Back up again.
And now it looks like we might be 3 wide here coming into turn 3.
One car on the apron. I think there's 48.
Sosnowski might have got loose. Oh, look out.
Oh,
look out. A lot of contact going on right around the rear. A lot of contact.
Oh, 98 got loose.
They're touching each other.
Oh, look out. Whoa, holy shit. William Duncan just flipped over.
27 spun.
Danny Wells. Oh, and there around goes Danny Wells. Jacob Lawler went around. Sean Henley, he's in it.
How much the stakes are.
Problems on the front straightaway.
Lawler
Just a
got
lot of
played.
confusion.
Barney Ward.
Just a lot of confusion going on throughout this race. These are the guys who are racing back to the line.
Wells is in pit road.
Ty Naughton gets back first, Seth Cole second, Randy Carpenter third, Sean Galligan fourth, Austin Ogo rounds to the top 5. Trent Dunham actually got beat by Dillon Young at the line, so Dillon Young is now in the 7th position. So again, the high stakes are coming into this race. You just want to win, but one mistake by one driver means the end for a bunch.
Well,
I'm almost wondering if William Duncan actually tried flipping up there to grab the black flag away from the flagman, but maybe not.
Yeah,
probably
I got a
not.
question here. As they run currently, as you see, I believe they're coming in for pit stops. With Trent running in 8th and Seth running in 2nd, would this be Seth's championship right now?
Well, looking at it right now, yes, that would actually be the case because no, it wouldn't, because for Trent Dunham to win the championship, he has to be running just about 5-6 positions behind Seth, and so I think he's currently still in the catbird seat. He would still have the points lead
Trent
by
actually
about 5
still
points.
would be the points leader. Now, if Seth was the leader, and Trent was in the position he was, then Seth would be the points leader. But we're going to have to see who's going to get out first. Looks like Ryan Richards gets out first with a 2-tire pit stop.
Okay.
Yep, but getting those good years in Sunoco helps.
And you're going to see this kind of strategy too. I mean, come on, the reward is better than the risk. Might as well go for it.
Absolutely.
Well,
Dunham get a good stop.
Well, Seth Cole really had a bad pit stop, so now this changes everything.
Seth and Trent, I believe, both had a bad
Man, Galligan, he didn't get a good stop either.
He started late too, so.
So now this is going to change quite a lot. So now Ryan Richards is considered the leader. Sam Young, it looks like he might have been in the 2nd position. Randy Carpenter got off 3rd. Dillon Young has now moved himself into 4th, so now he's the leader of all the playoff drivers. Steven Whitman, he's 5th, but he's out of championship contention. Ty Naughton's in 6th. Trent Dunham actually fell back to 9th. Where is Seth Cole? There is Seth Cole. He fell outside the top 10.
Oh, man.
Oh, I thought you meant like... Never mind.
He's back in 13th.
Every little bit counts, and that's what it comes down to here at Homestead. You gotta be in the right positions. You gotta have your great pit stops. Everything matters today.
Well, we're under the yellow flag for the 2nd time this race. Ryan Richards is your new leader. Now let's get you to the replay. What put us under yellow flag number 2. Here's what brings us under yellow flag number 2 in this race. Look at these guys going 4 wide. You know that does not work at a track like this. I believe someone's going to make contact, I believe, right around here. Take a look from our bird's eye view camera. I believe Callum Wells is going to make contact with William Duncan. And around goes Danny Wells. And look at...
I can't tell who it was that actually flipped the 2-car over.
There's a 3.
Yeah, there you see Liam Irva getting around. Well, let's see what happened. What flipped over William Duncan? Oh, he just ran up the wall. And Barney Ward got a piece of that one too. His championship chances might be done.
This is Air 2003, everyone. What a slice touch can make you flip over just like that, see?
And then William Duncan, who was flipped over, he flipped over Danny Wells. Sean Henley also got a piece of that one. He might be done. His championship chances might be done as well. This is the race back to the start-finish line. It would be Ty Naughton who beats Field to the line, but Ryan Richards is now considered the leader after pit stops. So as we're under the yellow flag for the 2nd time this race, now let's get you back to the green flag. We're back here, so it's giving us the 1 to go once again. Here comes in our top 10 rundown. Ryan Richards, your current leader. Sam Young in 2nd. Randy Carpenter 3rd. Then it's Dillon Young and Steven Whitman 4th and 5th. Ty Naughton 6th. Charles Jackson 7th. Anthony McCurry 8th. Austin Ogo 9th. And Trent Dunham rounds at the top 10. Looks like we got a couple more cars who have DNF from the race. Looks like William Duncan and Danny Wells are the 2 cars that have DNF from the race from the previous incident. Pacer will make the left turn to pit road once again. And
It's going to be interesting to see what the car does on the apron, if he's going to cause any kind of pileup or anything coming into turns 1 and 2.
And the black flag's out once again.
Apparently the green flag's illegal today.
I think the black flag is because they think that Ted Musgrave's running.
Well, here we go.
Kevin LePage is out there.
Won the championship.
So now the
LePage is on the
Ready
track.
for all the DNFs.
Apparently the PORWC officials are mad at everybody.
Yeah, rage clear.
Well, here we go. They're bunching up
yeah,
right around
they
here.
moved to the
3
five.
wide.
If
3
I'm
wide, and
not-
Wolfgang,
if I'm
look at
not-
Wolfgang Mason. He's holding up a bunch of cars on the outside line.
Here we go.
Oh, shit. Oh, contact.
Oh,
Wow.
4 wide.
Place here.
Oh, there they go. Liam Irvig's around. Richard Johnson got a piece of that one as well.
If I'm-
Looks like they're gonna
Yellow
race
flag's
back
out
on the line
again.
now.
Hey, I'm not mistaken. It's a 34 car. Yep. Ryan Richards.
out
So
front.
he's got himself in a good spot for this right here. With Trent in 10th place, Ryan Richards is 20 points behind.
Wow.
Damn, Young got
Okay, I
a little bit of a
understand
challenge
that
here on
the
the
cars were turned
inside
around
and
there, but
everything.
Richard Johnson, Liam Irving did a pretty good job hanging on to that. I'm not sure why they threw the yellow.
I think somebody got pinched up in the wall, and I think that's
It
what
was
caused
a
that
spin.
wreck between the 3 and the 88.
You spin
Well,
on
new
those
yellow
racing
flag for the
screws,
third
you
time in this
get
race. I don't know
caught.
how many. I don't know if we're going to get a full green flag lap, but Ryan Richards is now your leader. Sam Young will be in second. Randy Carpenter is curated in third. Dillon Young will be fourth. We'll see if they start taking pit stops here. Again, pit stops. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. They're coming in.
Very important, and we might see some strategy coming down pit road once again.
Yep, they're gonna get themselves some more Goodyears and Sunoco racing fuel, and we'll see how each team's strategy fares out.
Yeah, but are they going to get 4 tires? I mean, a lot of these drivers, Seth Cole, Trent Dunham, they all took some tires last time. Apparently Ryan Richards did not. So now, are these other guys going to go with gas and go, and Richards is going to be stuck having to take tires?
I'm gonna recommend 2
I
tire
think the
pit
reason why that might have happened is that Ryan Richards wanted those 2 bonus points for leading a lap. So
Ryan Richards was already taking 4 tires.
I don't see any reason why you shouldn't take 2 right here, like the 5 right there is going off. I mean, they only ran like 2 laps
women
under
first.
grass.
Got second, and
55
Ty
took
Norton
2.
got
Dylan
third.
Young looks to be the first of the chasers
Ooh,
out.
and Ryan
Seth
Richards
Cole-
lost a lot of
Oh,
ground
man,
off the
Richards
road.
lost
Richards lost a lot of ground after that one. He lost
Hey,
quite a lot of positions.
Again.
Lost quite a lot of
This
positions
may
on
not be
that
too bad for Ryan.
exchange.
He's going to be behind a lot of the cars with
Trent
damage.
Dunham also
That
had
could
a
be
pretty slow
factor.
pit stop.
I think Ryan Richards is actually behind Richard Johnson and Liam Mervick, who brought out the caution. That was how slow a pit stop he had.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
there's
behind.
actually
Yeah,
definitely
he's
on that.
behind the 3 and the
Ryan is
88.
smart, if Ryan's smart, he'll move immediately out of the way.
This is going to be a close chase battle. We might not know who the champion is before the end of the race, or right at the end of the race.
I mean, with the pit stops and everything is just changing so fast. I mean, it's very hard to keep up with who is ahead at each moment.
As they cross the line,
There's Stephen Whitman. He's the first chase contender, but he's not eligible for the championship. Look who has moved himself into the top 5. The defending champ.
Dylan.
That's a lot of pit
He
strategy.
started.
Right?
Dylan Poteet started 35th,
35th.
I think.
35th.
35th, and he's
To the
worked his
back.
way into the top 5. He's climbed up 30 positions to get to where he is. He desperately wants to three-peat.
He's had to
Like I
dodge a
said
lot of
before,
wrecks.
it's experience factor. He's been to the dance before. He knows what it's like. In the end of the day, he's the guy to watch. Experience.
The
makes a
one,
But look who's in front of
the,
him.
the one guy though.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that's right there. That's the one guy I'm looking forward to see who possibly will take it. Would be Dillon Young. He's in I believe 1, 2, 3, 4th. He's in the 4th position. He's got Seth 3 positions behind him. And right now, D Young he looks to be a threat here because he's 3rd in points, 15 back. Trent, I'm not sure exactly right now where Trent is.
Trent, let's see where he is. He's back in 16th.
Trent is in 16th. I honestly believe at this point, right, as of this coming restart, Trent, I believe, would lose the championship to Dillon Young right now.
And don't forget, Dillon Poteet, Dillon Young, they've been here before with a championship on the line, so you can bet they've got that little thing in the back of their minds, too.
They've
Yeah,
raced each
because
other in a couple other places outside of here, too, battle for championships. Remember the Amp Energy Cup Series Season 1? They battled after the
Exactly.
last week, so it might be, again, happening here in the Pepsi Cup Series.
Here comes the...
That 8 car, he is a lap down. Here comes the top.
We're about to go back to green
Alright.
flag racing here.
Well, we're going to say here, because we're got the 1 lap to go, Stephen Whitman's your current leader, Sam Young in 2nd, Ty Naughton 3rd, Dillon Young 4th, and Dillon Poteet rounds at the top 5. Randy Carpenter 6th, Seth Colton 7th, Austin Ogle 8th, Michael Norman 9th, and Anthony McCurry rounds at the top 10.
There's another chaser. There's another chaser who moved himself into the top 10.
Yeah, we haven't talked about Michael Norman up there in the top 10, so all of a sudden he's come into the picture.
Well then, but you know, for guys like Michael Norman and Anthony McCurry running 9th and 10th respectively, these guys are going to need quite a lot of help, especially considering that Dillon Young and Seth Cole are ahead of them in points, along with Dillon Poteet. So those guys are going to need quite a lot of help from Seth Cole and Dillon Young as the pace car makes the left turn in pit road again. Green flag is back in the air.
Flag.
This is the halfway point now, so if one of the chasers, if one of the remaining championship contenders can lead this lap, boy, that's going to be some huge points for them.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a chaser actually lead a lap yet.
They've been close.
They've been close, but Stephen Whitman.
Dillon Young and Dillon Poteet's about the highest they've been all day.
And as you see, Dillon Poteet, he's going around.
His
Young there.
His buddy Dillon Young, looking for that. He's got the 4th position.
Here comes
Seth Cole now. Seth Cole's now trying to get to the inside, but Austin Ogle is going to force him to the outside. Stephen Whitman leads at the halfway point. He gets an extra bonus point for leading at the halfway point. Make that 2 extra bonus points because the points are doubled, but it's not going to matter for Stephen Whitman.
And we had a green flag lap too.
Finally, we had a green flag lap, and again they're bunching up towards the back. They're bunching up towards the back. Look out.
Oh,
Watch the 3 to 48, yikes.
I think they can make it work.
That's not far.
Hey, I think that's their goal, just to get by that 8 car. I think then they can get spaced out and they can do some good
Now
runs.
they starting to single them out.
Now they're starting to fall single file, and now
Henley's the last.
Sean Henley is the last chase contender. Well, actually, Barney Ward is behind Sean Henley. Barney Ward's actually a lap down in 31st.
Yeah, Barney's day in early.
Yeah. And Sean Henley, he also got involved in a couple of incidents, so he very likely won't be.
Henley has to win this race and get maximum points to do anything. At this point, it doesn't look like he has any shot at it.
He's going to hope for a miracle right here.
Yeah, he's a damaged race car too, so the odds of him being up to speed with these guys at the front, not that likely.
So now,
Stephen Whitman's been pretty impressive up there at the front. I mean, he's had a lot of bad luck. He got his spot in the chase kind of early on in the season, and he kind of struggled, but he's having a good run today, one of his better runs of the season.
Yeah, we didn't really see Stephen Whitman very much around this season, but he has finally started to come along. But then he didn't really have much of a playoff run. But now the question is, with all these cars running single file, pit strategy will now play a big factor in this race.
Yeah, I mean, there's still strategy up there. It could happen.
I think Poteet might be the fastest car on the track at the moment.
The 55 car took fuel only on that pit stop, so
he's off cycle.
We'll see how long his tires can hold out.
13 car did the same.
Non's been very fast though. He's fast, showed it earlier on when he led, so Non's really fast still.
That's
Maybe
a
he's
fifth
still
going
okay.
on there, I think.
13 took 2 tires, if I'm correct.
4 starting to drop back, I do believe. 2.
Yeah, 4 and 16 are going at.
Dillon Young, Randy Carpenter, they're battling for the 5th position actually. My bad. Seth Cole is now in the 7th position. Then it's Michael Norman, the last championship contender in the top 10. Anthony McCurry just outside the top 10, currently running 11th. Points leader Trent Dunham currently running 15th. So now, for all these drivers, it's going to come down to pit strategy, really. Come around with 15 laps to go.
Yeah, if we do the points right now, I believe because Seth has the points as well.
Second.
Live tracker. What if the race were to end now? Who would be the champion? I'm assuming it would either be Dillon Young.
I would actually say Dillon Young because Dillon Young is ahead of Seth Cole in the points.
And Seth is 2 spots.
Now Poteet and Stephen Whitman are starting to make pit stops now.
That could be strategy right there, making the first round. So everybody else is
Some of the guys towards the back.
They were hoping for another
So now
caution.
Sam Young Sam Young is now your current leader.
And they're catching the 3 cars, a slower 3 car.
Again, but will these guys start coming into pit road, or will Liam Ervig play a factor in being in the way? Well, now they're starting to catch up to him really fast.
Oh man, they're getting up there.
I have not seen Sam Young much this season.
Sam Young has just had a disappointing season, only 2 top 10 finishes. Not the season Sam Young wanted to remember, but for Sam Young, it looks like he did win last weekend in the Invitational Series, so maybe Sam Young can finally break that winless streak here.
Well, first got to deal with the 55.
He's got his hands full though with Ty
Not many
Naughton,
drivers are
and now we got more. Now we got more takers coming in for pit stops.
As soon as I say something.
We got a lot more this time around.
It's going to be interesting to see where the 5 and the 43 are going to come out whenever these guys finally do make their pit stops. I feel like it's going to be spaced out after this because they're actually spaced out.
Dunham, I do believe it's pitted.
Yeah, there's Trent Dunham in the 39, the Quicken Loans machine. He's making his pit stop. Michael Norman making a pit stop. Ryan Richards coming in as well. And now we got more takers coming in. Here come the leaders. Sam Young, Ty Naughton, Randy Carpenter coming in. Seth Cole currently running 4th.
I think Zohar does Zohar.
I have just now noticed that the 16 car pitted with that first group.
And then they have to go with 4 tires here because you got almost 10 laps to go. And
there he is.
The way they're spaced out here, I don't see them bringing out another yellow flag. I mean, it's still possible, but with them being as spaced out as they are, the chances are not that good. So they got to plan on a green flag run to the end.
Yep, and it's 10 laps remaining. So right now you're getting to that point. Once you get under 5 laps remaining, then the caution is usually thrown, and that throws things into another circumstance of its own.
Who's going to get out first off the leaders? Randy Carpenter gets out ahead of Ty Naughton. But we're still trying to figure out who's still out on the track. Oh, there's Stephen Whitman.
I think everybody's pitted. I think they're going to cycle around.
They just cycled around
I
right
think the 5 car's going to be the leader.
Might take lead, and Poteet, I believe Poteet might be second after all this is over with.
Look who's behind him, Dillon
Young.
Young.
Right behind him.
Oh.
Dillon Young spacing himself away from Seth Cole right here. This is going to be huge. Oh, wait, is that
Yes,
Seth
it
right
is.
There?
Yeah,
that is right there.
Yeah, he's right there.
I think Poteet, Young, and Cole are going to be 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
I think the battle right now for the championships between the 16 and the 24 definitely. I think Trent being too far back is really going to hurt
Yep,
him.
the 5 is leading right now. It's
Poteet with
Randy Carpenter.
Randy Carpenter's now falling back to 3rd. Dillon Young is back in 4th. So now Seth Cole is now in the 5th position.
Poteet is 3rd.
No, Poteet now currently in 2nd. Stephen Whitman with a nice big lead, right, with a nice chunk of a lead. But the question is...
Right now, Dillon Young has the points lead.
Yes, it is. Dillon Young does have the points lead at this moment. But then again, these...
Yeah, but don't forget, we got some slower cars out there, too. We've had Henley out there. We had Wolfgang Mason. How long does it take for these guys to catch up to them? Will that be a factor before this race is
Take a look
over?
at the...
I don't think they're going to be much of a factor. They're on the opposite straightaway. They're not really far off.
I don't think it might play a factor because there's only like 9 laps to go. There's only 9 laps to go here.
The 12 car is a little bit slow, but...
Take a look at the lap times here. I actually think Eric Burton's running fairly similar lap times to the leader Stephen Whitman.
Poteet has just moved himself into 2nd spot.
I believe now.
He did it like 2 laps ago.
Now the question is, will these cars still have to make one more pit stop? Because some drivers might be able to stretch it out, like we saw in the previous race in Los Angeles. We saw Trent Dunham come away with that big win and was playing pit strategy to his advantage. Remember that.
Where is
7 laps
Dunham?
remaining. Strange things can happen.
Where is Dunham?
Trent Dunham, let's see where he is. He's back in the 21st position. Boy,
Oh.
he has fallen back. He has fallen off the face of the earth.
This has been Trent's championship.
Oh, darn it.
Well, not where yet, though.
Trent and Barney Ward, the top 2 in points, have thrown this race out the window as of late.
So
Barney
much
Ward
for an
was
African American winner.
So now,
Barney Ward.
so now it's pretty much Dillon Young. So now it's pretty much Dillon Young's championship to
We
lose.
lost Seth.
Seth has stepped out
6
of the
laps
Well, he's got
remaining.
Seth Cole right behind him.
Oh, there he is.
So
Yeah, we got
Take a
Seth
quick pee
back.
break.
He had a malfunction with his microphone.
so as we come,
Seth had to talk to his
Six
crew.
laps.
so as we come around with 5 laps to go, will these cars be coming in for one more pit stop? Which is the question.
And that's going to be the big question because Poteet and Whitman pitted early.
Those 2 pitted earlier.
They might. So what?
Say Dillon Young pitted one more lap earlier than Seth Cole did. That could be a factor as well.
Still got to consider
I
if
highly doubt
one
it.
of these
Yeah,
drivers
really.
have to make a
Question is-
late pit stop, then that could really change the outcome of this race right here. Now Dillon Poteet's coming in right now with 5 to go.
Yep, there's Poteet. Poteet's
Oh,
Poteet's going.
the 5 car
Dunham wants
staying
to
out.
win this
The 5
championship,
car staying
24
out.
on the
Without
inside
any
battle for
pit stops.
third.
Yeah, we have battle for third. You get 24
We
card.
did have a battle for third.
Seth Cole's
now around Dillon Young, but he's still.
This is gonna be
Seth
big.
Cole is still 6 points 6 points behind Dillon Young, and I do want to mention this: Seth Cole, if him and Dillon Young are tied in points, Seth Cole does have the tiebreaker with 4 wins
There's
as
more
opposed to
pit stop.
2.
There goes the
And
5 car.
Stephen Whitman's now coming in.
Women down the road.
That's giving Randy
Randy
Carpenter.
Now the question is, does Cole have to pick? I think
Does
it's going to be
Dunham
close for
have to?
everybody.
And now
Does Cole or Dillon or anybody?
Seth Cole needs to
Yes.
stretch it out.
Norton trying to pass Dillon Young, trying to help Seth out, trying to
Right now,
stretch
all
the gap.
Seth needs is for D Young to have to pit in order for him to win the championship.
Dillon Young just lost a spot to the
So
55
now,
right there.
and
He's
now
what,
it's
Yes, I
2
know,
points.
he's
It's a
having
2-point separation between Seth Cole and Dillon Young.
Oh.
2 laps to
Two
go.
laps remaining.
Boy, this is going to be the 2
Yeah,
longest
2
laps
to go. Can Seth
of
catch-
both Seth Cole and Dillon Young's racing lives.
Can he make it? Can
So-
both of them make it?
Both of them trying to
Both of them
conserve
have
fuel.
the car. He has
But
a
Dillon
good
Young,
shot
he's got the pressure factor on him. He's the one who's currently the points leader by 2 points. He can't afford to lose one more position.
One and a
right
half
behind him in
laps
the
to
20.
go here.
Question is, will one of these
Seth
cars
Cole's
coming
staying
in
on
be
Carpenter.
coming in?
Man, Seth Cole is gaining.
White
The
flag
white
is out.
flag.
1
Okay.
lap
Flag
to
is
go.
outside.
Yeah, the white flag
That's
is
Cole's
out.
not pitting.
Slow
And now
cars.
here we go. Now slow cars could play a factor now.
There's
They're catching up to Red Bell
some
fast.
people.
Will the 4 be held up?
There we go. But the Red Bell looks like she's going to get
I
out of
think
the
it's
way.
over.
Here they come off of turn
It's
4.
over.
This is
It's over.
And it's Randy Carpenter who takes home the victory in the Ford EcoBoost 400.
Now did
Cole takes second.
now Seth Cole finished second and Dillon Young finishes fourth. If I'm not mistaken, Dillon Young will be the champion.
I think he
I think
is.
that assumption would be
Dillons have won the
correct
championship the
because
last 3
Dillon Young
years.
came in a
He
total.
came in
I believe
6 points ahead of Seth Cole.
15.
Seth Cole finished 2 positions ahead. But you want to know, there's a little secret. The second place driver gets 42 points instead of 41.
It would still be
Could
1
mean they'd
point
be
then,
all
wouldn't
tied
it?
up then because neither one of them.
Not one of them let a
lap.
lap. Oh boy, this is going to be exciting. So now this comes down to a tiebreaker. Very likely could come down to a
Oh wait, hold on. Well, give us a
could
second.
very
Wait,
likely
one
come down
point.
to a tiebreaker.
That'd be 1 point, stupid.
It should be 1
Points are
point.
doubled.
That should be 1 point. Should be. Yep.
Because you were
Still
saying
be 1
So
point.
42 plus
behind.
42.
Still be 1
yeah,
point. Which
that's
one?
84. Yep, 84.
It should be 2 points because he
How
got
many
what,
points does fourth place
39 usually.
Yeah.
And then double that.
So 39.
78.
It would still be a 1 point lead.
Who
One point
would
lead
have
for
it?
Dillon Young?
It would
Would
be
be 1 point.
Dillon Young would have
get?
about
Dylan
1
Young
point.
would have it.
Yeah.
Young's got it.
Three
Still trying to
points,
figure out the with our points tracker.
But wait,
Got
did Dillon Young lead any
Probably shouldn't be recording
any
this while
during the
figuring
pit
this
stop
out, but
routine?
Oh well.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take this quick
Yes,
commercial
we'll
break.
take
I'm
we'll
sure,
take
so
a
we
break
can
and
figure
then
this
we'll
out.
be right back for the champion. Well, now we've sorted out the entire points scenario. Guess what? Seth Cole and Dillon Young are tied for the lead in points.
Ooh.
So now it comes down to it. So this is by far the closest race, the closest championship battle we have had. So now it comes down to a tiebreaker. First
We should take
tiebreaker is
Is it
most.
a one-on-one battle to the death?
First tiebreaker is most wins. Seth Cole has 4, Dillon Young has 2. Therefore, Seth Cole wins the Season 3 PORWC Pepsi Cup Series Championship.
Heck.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Awesome job, Seth.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
First off, you also got to congratulate Randy Carpenter. He had a very disappointing season. He was 38th in the points heading in, but he gets his second win of the season. Wow, what a job well done for Randy Carpenter. Way to end his season. But, you know, second place may not be a win, but it's good enough for Seth Cole to capture his first career Pepsi Cup Series Championship. And heartbreak for Dillon Young, ends up losing via tiebreaker.
Well, I think it's time to go on to do our interview with the champion.
Hey,
I'm here with-
there we go. Here he is. There he is, the big champion.
have to wait.
Hey, Seth. Hey, Seth, congratulations. You won your first ever PORWC Pepsi Cup Series Championship, reminiscent of what happened in 2011 in the 2011 Sprint Cup Series. You know, what were you feeling when you knew that you won that championship via tiebreaker?
I'll tell you, it really, I thought that we did not quite get it. It really seemed that it was just so close between myself and Dillon Young the whole race, with the two of us starting up at the front and staying up at the front with each pit stop. We both went off of sequence by a lap, and so I was wondering if that was going to be the deciding factor. And when I found out that it was a tiebreaker, I really couldn't believe it. I thought maybe the 16 had gotten us by a point, but I got to give credit where credit's due. Dillon Young did a tremendous job this season. All the guys did that were here in this chase, and I just got to thank the team for putting together a great 24. Our season started off rocky, but we were able to come back and we were able to get some really key wins when we needed them, and just really excited to be able to win this championship.
Seth, you know, congratulations, your first career PRWC championship. You know, did you really think that you really had a chance at it? But with you, when you saw Dillon Young behind you, right close to you, he was right behind you. Did you think he was like, oh, let him lose one more position? Were you thinking that?
You know, you always head into the final race. If you're mathematically eligible, you always think to yourself, yeah, I'm going to definitely win this championship. But you get there out there on the track, you see how the other drivers are racing you. You got Dillon Young behind you, Dillon Poteet in front of you, Trent Dunham up there starting ahead of you. All those different things start to throw doubts into your mind, and it's very difficult to overcome them. And just to be able to have the pit strategy work out so well, have the pit stops be lightning fast, almost pull off the win. I mean, that was absolutely a true credit to what these guys do in the Hendrick Motorsports race shop, no doubt about it.
All right, well, let's get a word from some of the other guys here. Hey, Dillon Poteet, this is your interviewer here. It's a very tough season for you. You ended up 23rd, a lap down. You ended up having to pit late in the race. Unfortunately, you will not be a three-peat, but you know you got to consider a great season that you had.
Yeah, it was a good season. We did win some, and just circumstances today, we just couldn't stretch it on fuel, and it happens. I mean, we were going to run up there and get a solid top 5, but we needed a lot to go our way to actually win it again. But I want to congratulate Seth on the championship, and crazy battle for the championship, and yeah, it was fun, and just looking forward to next season and see what we can do.
All right, how about we get a word from Michael Norman? Hey, Mike, you ended up 11, just outside the top 10, but you had a pretty good season. You ended your winless streak late in the regular season. You had 2 wins over the course of the season. You had a pretty decent season overall, Mike. But what is your overall reaction for this?
It's all around fun racing. I did come from the back and finished 11th. Was in the top 10 for a good couple times, but then just got shuffled out in the last bit, and with the pitting and stuff. But the season was great. I'm glad to have gotten at least 2 race wins, and looking forward to season 4 and getting back in the chase.
All right, how about we get a word from James Silverfox? You didn't really have much of a season though, but you had 1 win, and you ended up 13th. You had a decent season, but not really enough to make the chase. But what is your overall reaction to how you have done this season?
I think for my first time in the Pepsi Cup Series, I think it was a very fair run, and honestly, I think the championship battle was great, even though it was sort of cut short. But it was great to leave the season 13th, leave the season the final race 13th. Hopefully, this run will give us maybe an extra position in points. But overall, I think it was a very decent season, and hopefully, next season will be even better.
All right, let's get one more word from Danny Wells, who ended up finishing 9th to last. Danny, you didn't really have much of a season, despite you did get 1 win, but not the way you wanted to end the season.
I did get to slide on my roof today, though, so that was fun. That was great. So this season wasn't that great, but congrats to Seth. He definitely deserved it. It was a tie, but makes it a little more interesting. Next season should be better, but we'll look forward to it. And sliding on your roof is a lot more fun than people say it is. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys very much, everyone. But hey, guys, how about your overall reaction to this season? What do you guys think about this season, and what do you guys look forward to in season 4?
I think we had a very good season and shows when we got down to this final race with such high stakes and it ends up going to a tiebreaker. The next season should be very intriguing as well, as it always is.
Yeah, we'll be looking forward to that in Season 4, of course. Of course, now we'll be switching over to the Gen 6 car. All right, that's it. This is Randy Orton, Fan 2011, signing off for the final time in Season 3. Remember, subscribe to me and become a member of the gang. This race has been brought to you by Pepsi Next. Crisp, refreshing, amazing Pepsi Next. I'm out. Guys, say you're out, guys. Do your little salutations.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next season.
See you next season,
Definitely.
guys.
See you guys later.
Akuma Matata.
All right. Okay, guys, I'm out. Peace.